Hello, welcome one and all, and happy St. David's Day, March the 1st, 2026. I have got a really wonderful new reading for you today. So, I've been drawn to do a March clock for you. So, let's just do housekeeping. We have the light of the reading here, which I'm just going to move over to one side. And the bag of charms, I'm going to explain how they're going to be used today. Put this at the top. We have the pointy stick today, which is actually an old hair pin. Nice Japanese, I think, style. So that's going to be off to one side. And I'm going to be pulling charms. I'm going to be asking, I've been drawn to ask Spirit for charms for the month on this charming clock, or this March clock. And two cards, a Storm Raven for the reading, not for the whole of March, but just for the reading today, Sunday the 1st of March 2026, and a mini tarot from the Rider Radiant Wise Spirit, but it is Rider Waite. So I'll move those off to the side. Okay. So I've had a few downloads for the reading, so I'll tell you about those first. So I woke up this morning and they gave me a few downloads, which were the number 7, W, a pair of eyes, which felt like the universe looking down upon us, upon me, in a benevolent, loving way. I was also shown almost like an elk sign in the in the Fudak, or it can represent either praying or meditating upwards, or it could represent an angel, meaning angelic presence. The letter B, but also the word B, as in my bee, my beautiful girl, but also the bumblebee, or the humblebee. How small the great things are of the world, particularly the bumblebee. And the words were gratitude, which I was shown when I was given this stick. So I will bring it up to the camera so you can see this stick, which for me, as I saw it laying on the ground, pretty much looked like a person with her arms upwards in gratitude or meditation or prayer or a yoga pose. Yeah, raising one's arms up in gratitude. So that was given, which is fantastic. And as I was getting things ready, I just put on a quick coat of pink, which is interesting, it matches the card, and I spilled some of that. So a small spillage is also in the reading. There may be a small spillage, not a big one, a little one, so not to worry about it, but that might happen. It's stormy outside. Now I did open the door so we could hear the storm, but the lovely chickens next door are having a whale of a time, and I think that might be a little bit distracting. I think you might still hear the storm through the French window, but I have shut the window again. So it's a bit stormy. The conditions are a little bit stormy today. It's always stormy on Sunday, as you know, because here in South Somerset, in this village, bin day is on Monday. So we always have a storm on a Sunday, so that all the rubbish flies around. And it's happening today again. Alright, so I will explain the March charm clock, or the charming clock. I will hand it up. I will just turn it round and have it so that you're in the right, you can actually see. So here we've got a clock. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's all there. And what I want to do is draw charms, okay, for kind of each of the numbers, but roughly, because March has got 5 weeks, so it's a little bit more tricky. We're going to see, you know, what comes up in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th week. We will have a couple of charms for the central theme, which I'm going to place in the middle, okay? And that will be the central theme for March. I'll take a main charm and then a clarifying charm as well, and then just charms for each number, okay? And as we'll see, it's not perfect, it's kind of imperfect how I've done it, but that's how I like it. Makes it individual. I have pre-smudged with Palo Santo, and as I say, we've got the light of the reading here, and I think that's enough. Let us begin. So, Spirit, may we have a couple of charms, a charm for our March clock, the central beat, the central theme. I am actually having trouble getting my words out, so that's also part of the reading, guys. Let me just have a drink before we begin. So a misspeak. So be careful of your words this month, my friends. Might be a little bit stormy, and some of the readings on the channels are sort of indicating towers and storms, so something is afoot, isn't it? And I know the alignment, I think, started yesterday, didn't it, of the 6 planets? So Spirit, please, 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 may we have some charms. A charm for a central charm, central theme for March, please. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wonderful. Absolutely beautiful. So the central charm for the reading for March is, of course, the bee. And of course, B was what I woke up with this morning. The letter B, but also my beautiful girl bee who has crossed the rainbow bridge. So let's just have a look at that. Here we have the bee charm. Bees are, I already started to say, didn't I, before I drew the charm. And don't forget, guys, there are about 320 charms in there, so I had no way of knowing that would come out. But the humblebee is the bumblebee. The bumblebee is the humblebee. It is small but great, and a giant, necessary for the survival of mankind. So pay attention to the small things, for the small things in March are really, really important. We need bees to pollinate flowers so we can have our crops and all the other things that we need. So we must look after the bees. Pay attention to the bees, they are coming to light. We have a beautiful wreath on our front door, and very often when we open the door there is a bumblebee or a bee nestling in there, and as I open the door she flies away. I like to think that that's my bee visiting me, and I know it is. And there was one, I think, a couple of days ago, and my other half noticed one too. So pay attention to the small things. Small is great in this sense, almost like the princely mouse. The bee is really significant for March. May we have a further clarification for the bee? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Now when I first got this charm, I very foolishly, fool being the right word, thought it was the Sydney Opera House. It isn't. It is the Fool's Hat. So the Fool's Hat is telling us of a new beginning. There's going to be a new beginning for you. This is a central theme for the charming clock for March. March's charming clock. The meteorological beginning of spring, when we do see bees coming out from their holes in the ground or wherever they've been hibernating. And it's such a welcome sight. I know I'm always completely uplifted when I see the bees. And there are flowers that are coming up for them now. A lot of yellow flowers, celandine, daffodils, dandelions are coming along. So the nectar is on the rise, the sap is rising, and this is what we know at the beginning of March. And we have a new beginning, my friends. So this is lovely. Thank you, Spirit. May we have couple of charms for the beginning of the reading. We're going to start at 12 simply because that's the top of the clock and it's almost the end of the 5th week and the beginning of the 1st week, but it is the beginning of the 1st week. May we have a charm please for number 12? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Ah, this is interesting. So we have here, now this is interesting because I literally saw this, I would like to say it was an octopus, but it isn't. I was looking at a reading by Moon Magic, I think she's called. Is it Jenny Florence? And this came up in one of her readings today. And it isn't an octopus, it is a little ghosty. It's a little ghosty. And it's enamel and it's white. White is always divine, as we know. So, what can we get for that? Perhaps you're ghosting someone, perhaps someone has ghosted you. Perhaps this is indicating, certainly it's divine when it's white. I mean, ghosts are often depicted as being white, aren't they? Ghosts or phantoms. But it's looking straight at you. This sign is looking straight at me. So it might be a part of self that you've ghosted. Or a part of a self in another. It might be that you have an interaction with a ghost or an apparition. Many of the people who watch these readings are clairsentient, are sensitives, can have extrasensory perception, are mediums, and of course work with intuition with the veil when it's thin, and that tends to be 3 o'clock in the morning, doesn't it, between night and day. So it might be you're getting some downloads, or you come across an apparition. Could be that. It could be that, my friends. Never be afraid if that is the case for you. Never be afraid. They always appear for a reason. They never appear without reason. It's normally a message. So pay attention. At the beginning of the month, there'll be an interaction with a spirit or a ghost, or even with the, I'm going to say the Holy Spirit, the Great Spirit, Spirit above, because it is white and it's divine. Divine Spirit. Your own intuition, your connection to Source, that's also what's reflected here. Thank you, Spirit. That's lovely. May we have, moving on to number 1, so we're still in the 1st week, a charm for number 1, please, for March. Thank you, Spirit. What do we have? Oh, how lovely. We have a beautiful blue heart, another gilded charm. We know that when the charms are gilded, it means there is extra emphasis on the charm's meaning. And here we have a beautiful blue heart. I love that blue. It's almost midnight blue. Of course I love that because it's the name of our band, Midnight Blue. It's even sparkly. I don't know if I can catch that sparkle. You see a bit of sparkle there. I'm a girl who loves a bit of sparkle. Ooh, wonderful. So, in the 1st week, your heart is sparkling. You've been given a sparkly heart. And what I'm getting with that is the throat chakra, but also the 3rd eye. Throat is blue, 3rd eye is sort of a hue of blue, so something about speaking, about intuition, linking to the charm before, but it feels auspicious in a good way, sparkly, lit up, casting light outwards, but also drawing light inwards, but more casting light outwards. So perhaps you're being asked to speak from the heart, speak with Spirit, Divine Spirit, speak your truth, speak from the heart. I love this. Thank you, Spirit. Absolutely lovely. As I'm going to go for number 2, or the 3rd charm, still on the 1st week, coming towards the end of the 1st week, I want to say thank you for spending time with me in the reading today. 2 for Joy, my wonderful subscribers, all are welcome. New people to the channel, new viewers, and also old returners, all welcome in this space. If If you haven't subscribed, please do. Tell your friends and family about this lovely sacred space. May we have a charm for number 2. Oops. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's a very small one. I'm going to put the bag down. What do we have? Oh, lovely. Okay. Oh, now that's interesting. It's a really, really tiny. I'll put it there just so it knows its place there. It's found its place, but then I'll lift it up to the screen. So it's a nuclear disarmament charm. The old CND, Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament, from decades ago. See if we can get it to focus. Thank you. Ooh. It's coming into focus. But interestingly, when you look at it this way round, ooh, so small, it's fallen off. Bear with me, guys. Let me turn it this way round. Oh no, again. There we go. We've got some funny leaping energy here. Okay, let's see if we can hold it without falling this time. If you're able to see there, upside down, that is the sign that I woke up with this morning, which looks like an outstretched, holding your hands up to the sun, or the thing that could represent an angel. Please, Spirit, can we focus this little charm so that the viewers can have a look? Thank you. Isn't it funny? It's having real trouble focusing. It's really trying. Anyway, we know that a war has just about begun, and hopefully it doesn't begin, but some places of the world. And hopefully this is not an indication of that, but it's the sign for disarmament. It's the sign for disarmament. So in relation to the reading, you might be being advised to be less defensive. You know, you can disarm. I'm going to put it this way because this is what they showed me this morning, which was this. It could be elk in the Fadhg. In the Ogham. It was the Ogham. I think I said the Fadhg. The Ogham. And the other way it's disarmament. This way it's an angel or an upwards gaze of a being towards the heavens. Thank you, Spirit. Still in the first week. Love that. Disarmament is what I'm getting. Yeah, don't need to be so defensive, or you will be disarmed. Could be disarmed in many ways. Perhaps you're disarmed by a paramour, or a situation arises and you're being encouraged not to take up the fight, to disarm, to put down the swords, to put down the defence. A charm, please, for number 3. We're now getting towards the end, or more or less the end of the first week. Thank you, Spirit. Let's take that one. I don't know what that is. There we are. Oh, lovely. Okay. So, number 3, we have Saturn. We have Saturn. I'm just going to move away from the reading and get my planetary guide. Let's have a look at what Saturn is going to tell us for week 3. Sorry, number 3 for the beginning of the second week. Put this over here to one side. Okay, fantastic. Just lifting it up to the screen, and again it's gilded. So Saturn can mean Saturday, it can mean the planet Saturn. I'm also getting from this a circle, and of course these are the rings or the halos or whatever you call them of Saturn, but I'm getting an idea of this circle turning. That's what I'm being given. That's the download for it. Saturn. So Saturn is the beginning of the second week of March for the charm, the March clock, the charming clock of March. So Saturn is talking about Capricorn, Saturday, wisdom, I was actually shown an owl as well in the download this morning. I forgot to write that down. Sorry guys. I did get an owl. That makes sense. Capricorn. So Saturn is Capricorn, Saturday, wisdom, building, obligation, authority. Yeah. Okay. Moving into the beginning of the second week. So Saturdays might be relevant. Capricorn, placements, any placements, I think, in Capricorn, coming into the second week of March. Hopefully that doesn't want to fall off the table. Say that. Thank you, Spirit, that's marvellous. May we have a charm for number 4, or the middle of the second week, for this wonderful March clock. Thank you. Oh, that's lovely. Now here we have the dog's paw. This is lovely. Oh, I love that. And it's a big one. I think there's a couple of paws within the charming bag, the bag of charms, but this is the bigger one. There we go. So we have the dog's paw print. Nice and clear. So what does that mean? What I'm getting here is a couple of things. I'm getting that if you have dogs, or if you've had dogs, they're reminding you of the presence of the dog in your life and how important that is to take time for the animals. Perhaps you don't have one, perhaps you do have one, but it's sort of saying engage with this. If you have an animal, make sure you give the animal attention. Something's going to be relevant for the second week of March relating to canine energy, really. The other download I was getting from the paw is really a bit like a fingerprint. You know, your fingerprint is very unique. It only belongs to you. It doesn't belong to anyone else, even other members of your family. We know that, right? There's something about this that says to me paw print or fingerprint. And what comes from that is you are unique. You're being encouraged to step into your uniqueness. That's what I'm getting for this beautiful dog paw. What are the values of canines? We know all the dog lovers out there who've had dogs, who've got dogs, or have had dogs, or actually any animals, but this is really relating to the dog. Canines are loyal. They are our friends. They give unconditional love, and they come into our lives to give us a lesson. All sorts of different things. I've had dogs, many dogs in my life, and each dog brings with them a message and is contracted to come into your life to teach you something, to help you in some respect to fulfill your journey, your alignment, your path in this life. Helpers, mankind's helpers. We know that the archaeological record tells us that dogs have been with man for about 30,000 years, which makes them really super intelligent and super aligned with us human beings. So, canine energy for the middle of the second week of March. For the March clock. Thank you, Spirit. Wonderful message. May we have another charm for the end of the second week of March. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, lovely. I can see what that is already. We have a heart, my friends. Let's put it down there. Oh, and it's also a divine white enamelled heart. So we have 2 white divinity signs. Sign of spirit, also the sign of love, which is the heart. So this is again emphasized, the white heart. Now as I'm saying it, the white heart, divine love. You are loved by the divine. You are loved by the divine. It's also speaking to me of a pure heart. Also I'm getting the white hart, heart as in H-A-R-T, which I know is an animal in myth, mythology, folklore. It's also the name of a pub that I know that we might be doing an open mic at in a couple of weeks' time. the white heart. So we have 2 hearts already in, and both are enamelled in March. This is phenomenal, guys. So far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 charms, half of which are enamelled. Extra emphasis on the message. Love this. Thank you, Spirit. That closes out the 2nd week of March, my friends. So we move into, I'm going to change hands now. I'm going to go to the left. May we have a charm for the beginning of the 3rd week of March for my lovely 2 for Joy people. Thank you. Lovely. Oh, very nice. Tree of Life. Here we have the larger charm. I have a smaller charm of the Tree of Life. And I can't remember which trees come in for the Tree of Life. I will have a look. I know that I think the oak is one. I think different cultures choose different trees for the Tree of Life. So this is talking about growth, expansion in the branches and in the leaves, and also it's saying, and I'm getting a very strong feeling here. I'm getting a very strong feeling with this Tree of Life about being rooted and grounded. Hoping that, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful Tree of Life. This is a representation of you. You are the tree and you're on the earth, you're part of the earth, but you are also surrounded in a circle of love, is what I get from this charm today. And that love comes from the earth, but it also comes from the divine and from the cosmos. Surrounded in love, the Tree of Life. And the Tree of Life is really fundamentally about the basics, the important things of life, the things that matter. So this is going to come into focus and into view in the beginning of the 3rd week of March. Thank you, Spirit, that's lovely. So let's move on to the middle part of the 3rd week, number 7, please. Thank you. May we have a charm. Absolutely lovely. There we have one. What do we have, guys? Oh, we have yet another heart. Okay, so a big theme of March, friends, is love. Your heart, the heart of the matter. I love this. This is green, and again it's not full, but what I'm getting from this heart, it's green, so green really links in with the colour of this reading, so it really fits in here. But green is of course the colour of the heart chakra, we know this, and this heart is half full. And this is what I want to say to you about this green heart, the charm. Another enamelled charm for us. Your heart is filling. It isn't that it's draining away. What I feel here is that the heart chakra is filling, and it may be that it's been empty. For some reason, it's going to be filling. Your heart is going to be filled. Green always says to me, Gaia, nature. May we have some focus there, please. But sort of finding the right area of distance away to allow the camera to focus. Sometimes it just won't. So because it won't focus, my friends, I think this is part of the reading, and it's saying bring your heart chakra and the filling of your heart into focus. Yeah, look at that, it won't focus. That's what I'm getting from the charm for number 7, or the middle part of the 3rd week. Your filling of your heart and your heart chakra. So it may be that you need to do meditation, cleansing, grounding, as we saw at number 6. To help you be rooted, you might need to pay attention to the heart chakra, but it's filling, but it's coming into focus is what I get for that, simply because the camera wouldn't focus. Okay, thank you, Spirit, marvellous. May we have a charm for number 8, or the sort of the end part of the 3rd week, beginning of the 4th week. There is a bit of overlap here, guys, because of course there are 5 weeks in March. It's one of those months in the year where we have more weeks. There's a bit of an overlap. Thank you, Spirit. That's wonderful. Oh, lovely. We have a beautiful, another gilded charm, and we have a yellow star. I love that. I really, really love that, especially at number 8. At number 8, so the end of the 3rd week, beginning of the 4th week, we have a gilded star. As we know, gilded charms mean extra emphasis on the message of the charm. Now let's see if this will focus. Try and get the light in the right way. There we go, look. Yellow star. Golden star, really. Why I think this is relevant is, again, I'm feeling this is... It's also linking in, I'm thinking, with the sparkliness of the gilded heart at the beginning of the reading. It's almost like that sparkliness there in that heart represents the cosmos, and doesn't it look like outer space with the sparkles? And so this is just simply an element of that brought to the foreground, into view. And I'm feeling that either you're going to be in the spotlight, you're going to sparkle or shine, but it's something to do with contractual here. I'm feeling Lemniscat, karmic, contracts, what goes around comes around. So I'm reading the 8 as the sign of eternity. Did we have 8? What were the numbers there? Eyes, gratitude, spilled, stormy, 7W. So I'm thinking that this gilded star is portentous, it's shiny, it's lucky. You're going to be in the spotlight is kind of what I'm feeling, actually, for the charm of number 8, or the beginning of the 4th week of March. Let us pull more charms. May we have, thank you, Spirit, another charm for the middle of the 4th week, or number 9. Thank you. There we go. Oh, another gilded. Everything is emphasised in March. We have the blue cat. I think that's blue, isn't it? Yeah, it's not green. It's very similar to that green there, but it isn't. It's blue. Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. I love this. I think that this cat, it's coming into your future because it seems to be, well, it's looking left, it's pointing left, but actually looking over there. So it's in your future. Well, yes, it's in the middle of the 4th week of March, so it hasn't happened yet, but it's feline energy. Feline cats relate a bit to magic. Blue again, throat chakra, 3rd eye. Quite lucky. Lucky cat. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because the cat on number 9, we know that cats have this idea of 9 lives, don't we? And we're seeing that on 9 o'clock, or number 9 of this reading, is a cat. So that's an interesting moment. A cat on the 9. Something to do with cats and 9 lives. So it may be relating to a cat, if you have a cat or a cat lover. Again, pay attention, it's gilded, extra attention to a cat, but it also can generally mean strength, Leo the lion. I'm getting August. So a cat and 9 lives. So I'm getting the sense with this particular charm that you have many opportunities with something. I get a feeling that if you haven't used up all your lives. I mean, there's a couple of ways we can take that. You haven't used up all your lives on something. It could even be karmically, it depends what your belief system is. If you believe in reincarnation, that this isn't the first time you've been here. It might be the 9th time you've been here. But it's talking about chances. I think it is generally talking about chances. And you've got a few more chances. If you've had a couple of goes at something, it hasn't worked, or you've set off down a path, or in some respect and it hasn't worked, don't worry. I think it's saying you've got 9 lives, you know, not literally meaning 9 chances, perhaps yes, for a few of you, 1 or 2, but it's you've got more chances. You're not at the end of the road of chances. I think that's what I'm getting from that. And blue, it might relate to something that you're saying or need to say, throat chakra, or third eye, pay attention to. But pay attention to it. The cat with 9 lives is basically a lucky cat, isn't it? And it is, there's going to be something lucky or more chances coming up in the middle of the 4th week for you, my friends. That's what I'm getting there. How lovely, thank you. May we have a charm for number 10, or the end of the 4th week, beginning of the 5th week of the March clock. The charming clock. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Yet another heart. We've got a little crescent moon here with a heart in it. The moon is loved, loving the moon. I love this. We don't have crescent moon at the moment. We're about to have full moon. I'll have to go away and check. I think it's either today or tomorrow. Could be today. I should really know, folks. I'm sorry about that. I will go and check. Number 10. What I'm really getting for this one, as I place it down there, I am getting something about 10 p.m. actually. Not a.m., p.m., post-meridian. I'm getting an idea that, because it's dark by then, something relevant around 10. Moon and loving the crescent moon. Pay attention to the moon phases, my friends. Get in tune with them, because they are part of the cycles of life, aren't they? They guide, the moon guides the seas, the oceans, and it guides us too, because we are 2/3 water or something like that. So I'll hold it up to the camera, see if we can get a bit of focus on it. Crescent moon, 10 o'clock. I'm getting 10 o'clock really for that, but also possibly something in the past. But there's love in this action or love in this message, whatever it is, and you know, scry from the individual charms as you will. You will get different messages to the ones I'm giving, and listen to your intuition. It will always be right. This is a reading for the individual, but also for the collective. You know, we say, don't we, when you find this, it's meant to find you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. So if part of the March clock doesn't fit for you, that's fine. Just take what fits and leave the rest. So, yeah, I'm getting certainly 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. is what I'm getting for that. Pay attention to the moon phases. There's love in the aspect of whatever's going on here. There's love involved in that. Maybe that you have a lovely routine or a ritual or something that you do at 10 o'clock. It may be that you meet up with your friends or your paramour at 10 o'clock. So there may be a crescent moon at the end of the 4th week, beginning of the 5th week. I'm not sure. Possibly could be, couldn't it? So a full moon at the moment, and then it's sort of 2 weeks, isn't it? And it's the half, and then the new. Yeah, it could be. It could kind of be there. That might actually be the crescent moon phase in March. I'll have to have a look. Or you can have a look. See what you find. Thank you, Spirit. Can we have a final charm? Let's have a final charm. Number 11. 11 is always divine. I'm feeling very, very excited about what's going to come out for this number 11. I love it. And then we'll do a bit more interpretation of what we've been given. Thank you, Spirit. Charm for number 11. Thank you. What do we have? Oh, how lovely. Yes, we have a butterfly. Absolutely beautiful. And we have, of course, another enamelled, the butterfly. I think the colour is black. Yeah. Wow. Is it black? Oh, no, it's very dark blue. That really is a midnight blue. Yeah, look, that's more or less, yeah. Oh, lovely. That is the colour of the night then, isn't it? Coming up towards midnight. But so, butterflies are transformation. in the 5th week. We'll do a recap in a moment, friends, don't worry. But I'm getting from that transformation. And something to do with transformation at night. It may be that you get your spiritual downloads, my friends, at the 11th hour. And as I say the words, because the words are relevant, at the 11th hour, that means something will come to fruition in the last moment that it's possible for it so to do. And it could be part of a transformation or part of your transformation journey. Something will work out. It might even be that you've given up a little bit. But the transformation at the 11th hour is telling me, have hope. It may turn out better than you think, and all may not be lost. That's what I'm getting, for the gilded butterfly at 11. Let's do a recap before we get to the cards and then close the reading. This is amazing. I really love this reading. Please drop a comment in the comments box below. Tell me what you think of this March clock. I love it. I really loved and enjoyed pulling the charms. And the message is fantastic. So we have at the beginning, Divine Spirit at 12 o'clock, beginning of the week, first week. We have the wonderful gilded heart. And it's big, big, loving, sparkly. It just feels lucky and auspicious here. It reminds me of Midnight to Blue. There's a link here with these charms. Then in the next charm round at 2 o'clock is, I'm putting it that way up. It's the nuclear disarmament sign, the other way round, CND, but it's peace in other words. But this way up, it's representing the angel, or up, outstretched arms to the heavens, to the universe, to the sun, whatever you pay heed to, whatever you give loving energy to. Then we have Saturn, end of the first week, beginning second week. We said Capricorn, Saturday, wisdom, building, obligation, authority, Saturn. But my view of this charm was a spinning circle. It might be that you're quite busy. It might be that you're busy on a Saturday. Then we have the paw print, the individuality, stand in your uniqueness. Something is unique about you, and it's being, even though it's not enamelled, it's a big charm. It's one of the biggest charms apart from the Tree of Life. So that is also an emphasis message, that it's big. Emphasis on your uniqueness, but also canine energy, loyalty, unconditional love, life lessons, these things. End of the second week, divine heart, love from the divine, step into your heart space, innocence, purity. And that would fit also with the clarifier for the main significator of this reading, B. We had, didn't we? We said the full, new beginnings, innocence. Beginning something with faith, innocently, which means not knowing everything about it as well. 6 o'clock, or the beginning of week 3, the Tree of Life. I will go away and have a look at the Tree of Life and see what they give us, but I know it's different in different cultures. I know the yoke is one of the ones for us here in the UK. There are other ones too. Go away and have a look for your own culture too. Find out what it is. It's always interesting, but it's sort of outstretching. It's things waking up. It's March. Things are waking. The sap is rising, isn't it? And it's also spread yourself, share yourself in the canopy of the world. But it's also saying you as the individual, the tree, your life, you are loved by the earth as you love the earth, but you are also surrounded and protected by love of the divine spirit. That's what I really get there. Number 7, the heart that's filling up. It wouldn't focus, that's right, was it, at number 7? So you need to bring into focus, or it will be coming into focus at the end of the 3rd week, the heart chakra, which will be filling. It will be filling. If it hasn't filled or was drained, it's going to be refilling. So something lovely is going to happen, I think, in that 3rd week. next to it the golden star or the yellow star, and that really relates to the sparkliness of the heart at the beginning of the reading in the first week. Beginning of the fourth week, you're going to be standing out, you're going to be sparkly, you're going to be shining, and it's a link to the cosmos. Middle of the fourth week, we have the cat with 9 lives. You're going to be given chances in a way that you may not have thought, or you thought something wasn't working, but it is. Cats are auspicious, they're lucky. Again, blue, throat chakra or third eye is relevant here. Leo, the lion, strength. The cat with 9 lives is the lucky cat. So luck is spoken of here. Number 10, the end of the fourth week, beginning of the fifth, crescent moon. And I do think that is the crescent moon phase. I will double check. I'm pretty sure the crescent moon is then. Anyway, there's a heart in it. And what I'm getting there, coming in downloads, extra downloads, take heart. Take heart. You're going to feel, will be given heart. Take heart. In the crescent moon, something will be happening there. At the end of the fourth week, beginning of the fifth. Transformation. The 11th hour. It kind of relates here. Didn't think something was going to work, but at the 11th hour, transformation. Something's going to transform that you weren't sure was going to transform. And it is to do with transformation and the beautiful dark blue butterfly, or the midnight blue butterfly of transformation. I love this. And the central reading charm is the bee, my darling bee, but also the humble bumblebee. Small things are great. So some aspect of you, something you do, is going to be